Ours is a country that burns. It's why our hearts broke for those who lost everything in the LA fires, because we know that pain. 5 years ago was our Black Summer, and despite countless promises from politicians, little has been done to protect some of our most vulnerable towns. So what happens when the flames come again?
The final day of the decade. A long, dry and already testing 2019 met 2020 with fury. A time scorched into the memories of those on the south coast of New South Wales.
5 years on, I still have a lot of difficulty talking about it. For me, it just seems to be getting harder each year.
A wall of flames that couldn't be fought. The beaches, usually a mecca for tourists, now a place for the region's refugees.
They were firestorms. It was like a bomb going off when it hit Batemans Bay.
This was Black Summer.
It was hell on earth.
A lot happened in the aftermath.
How are you? I'm only shaking your hand if you give more funding to our RFS. So many people here have lost their homes.
Many lessons learnt in these parts, or so we thought.
Do you send the army to war without guns? Stop dragging your feet and actually get your together.
As the RFS warns of another potentially catastrophic bushfire season, this is what's meant to protect the victims of those Black Summer bushfires. Their new, critical emergency centre, still a pile of dirt, 5 years on. Lorena Granados lost her home and her livelihood in those fires.
Hey, hurry up!
The last-ditch effort to grab family photos made news bulletins around the world.
He grabbed the fire hose, a big one, and it's really hard and strong. So I grabbed it behind him, and the water was literally evaporating so fast that it wasn't even hitting the ground.
She reopened her business in a tent weeks after the fires, eventually upgrading to a container. Now it's been rebuilt from the ground up.
Roman leather goods.
It's looking pretty good here.
You think so? It's still in recovery.
Lorena, one of many in the tiny tourist-heavy town of Mogo who've had to start from scratch.
Yeah, that was pretty much where the pink fire retardant was thrown, so which saved this part of the town. You can see the petrol stations there.
Looking now, it's hard to imagine what it went through. But as thousands of tourists return, resilience is turning to anger.
There is a coroner's report. All these experts have had a say on how to prevent something like this. 5 years down the track, I haven't seen no action take place in any prevention.
This is what's meant to help save the region. A $3.9 million emergency hub, a headquarters for the now homeless SES and fire crews.
It's a plan. It's a really good plan, but the plan's not going to save anyone, right?
They should be in professional facilities with all the equipment in the world. In a country like ours, for God's sake, wake up to yourselves.
But council's promise isn't the only missing piece. A 20-minute drive down the road, you find another patch of dirt.
Know that if you actually act early, you'll save money as well, but most importantly, you'll save lives.
That was the Prime Minister in 2022, standing outside an outdated fire HQ, promising a $25 million emergency coordination hub for Moruya. 3 years on, a happy snap and 3 shovels worth of dirt just last week is as far as it's come, and it won't be ready for another 2 years.
It's about listening to the people on the ground.
I saw firsthand what a lack of coordination can occur if you don't have people working under the one roof. Community and lives are put at risk. It's that serious.
I met 4 RFS guys yesterday, lost their homes. Beautiful neighbours of mine lost their homes. It's tough.
Andrew Constance, then State MP for Bega, found himself on the front line. It pushed him to leave politics. Now he's going back with a hose in hand.
Our land management practices haven't changed. The trails haven't been cleared. The roads haven't been pushed back. The buffer zones aren't in. On the Batemans Bay SES unit lost their home in the fire and no one from government has felt to rebuild it.
And it's left an obvious question, which residents like Teresa Matthews are struggling with.
What would happen if there was an emergency here right now?
Oh, we'd be absolutely buggered.
After the New Year's inferno, a lack of emergency coordination sparked a series of promises. But even a community hall, a vital emergency meeting point in Mogo, hasn't been completed.
You've had 5 years. 5 years to get your ducks in a row and work out how you're going to protect your community.
And the former Mogo lolly shop owner says the broken promises have left her feeling vulnerable all over again.
Well, dead set, you're all pretty tough down here.
Yeah, you have to be.
After all, they'll have to get through the rest of summer and the next before this dirt becomes something which can help protect them.
We are a day closer now to the next fire. It will come again.
Can you imagine? If we did have a disaster and we had 80,000 people plus the 24,000 residents, what's going to happen?
And we asked the Prime Minister to come on tonight. It was a no, but he told us he deeply cares about the people in these communities. They don't feel that. All levels of government have let these people down. Our politicians are quick to pose for the cameras and make big announcements, but when nothing then happens, it is hollow. People aren't stupid and they vote.